What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 16 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Aranessa Saltspite campaign. So as we saw last time, some great battles, great and bloody battles against the forces of Slaanesh that saw us victorious 2 times and also saw us employ massive piles of zombies. I feel that those were battles that were very much true to form to the vampires, and whether it be counts or coast, using droves of basic infantry to drown the enemy in a tide of undead. Absolutely fantastic. And we got to try out the Gallows Giant, the Necrofex Colossus Regiment of Renown, which was very fun to watch and I got a lot of joy out of, and I can't wait to build more Colossi, as the next ones will be cannonry rather than a flamethrower. Anyway, we ended the episode off with the last settlement of the South Confederacy here, but I think the consensus from the comments of the last episode so far is that we should just auto-resolve this. A, because we've seen plenty of these Southern Coast fights, the Southern Realms fights already, slash mini Empire. I say mini because they lack advanced units, and B, because this would save Maddie essentially a turn by virtue of the fact that she'll be able to move immediately after, because the auto-resolve will destroy the enemy army, so that's fine. I'm up for it. We've done plenty of battles against these guys already. No need to wait for another. Alright. And we'll occupy the place and, ooh, 10,000 gold to sack. It is tempting. It very much is, but we're gonna have to land. Alrighty. Enemy killed in battle, Shayak and... Okay, these are the enemies, and Lana has herself a luck stone. Lana the Lucky, perhaps? Maddie the Mad, Lana the Lucky. I kind of like that. Faction destroyed, subtle torture, and province secured a Black Peninsula. We'll deal with you in a second. Reinforced carcasses, 15% physical resistance for Prometheans, gunnery mobs, regular and gunnery mobs, I mean, and then rotting leviathans and necrofexes, which the Gallows Giant, I'm sure, could have used. Yeah, Lana the Stasher, I like the fact that we found a luck stone, so I'm going to rename you to Lana the Lucky. And there we are. And this one, what do we have remaining here? Oh, that should be auto-resolvable. Yes, 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 yes. It very well should. Alrighty. And, ooh, also tempting, but I guess we'll keep it. As somebody suggested in the comments, we could try to trade these 2 territories, which aren't all that useful to us, to the Skaven to try to get back into their good graces, which I'd rather do rather than fighting them, though it is time to accelerate a little bit and try to move towards some different enemy types. Enemy killed in battle, and ooh, Forbidden Rod, yet Lana. And living up to your namesake, getting some nice stuff today. Alright, just gonna have to make sure that you get the hunger, which you already have. Good. And I guess another point in Drown Dead, because we will be spamming that. Speaking of Lana, actually, let's see. Seduce units minus 50%, great for you, but you're gonna get a full army, like a proper army, which we will deal with in a second as well. And Dredge the Sea for you to get growing, and Dredge the Sea for you as well. We have a decent amount of cash right now, and Maddie has recovered. There was an island here, wasn't there? Yes, alright, Maddie. I would like you to head out to that island. ASAP, like so. Away you go. And then we'll have her pick up Tor Anrock and then start raiding the elves, or helping Aranessa, who is about to fight a full stack belonging to Volkmar, plus the defenders here. I'd like to see how she handles Volky. He is on his War Altar of Sigmar, though, so he's going to be taking a fair few shots from those ogre pistols of ours. We'll deal with you in a second. And I believe, in fact, we can deal with you right now. There's a lot of admin to do, but I'm excited about the prospect of this fight, so, yeah. Alright, let's put you into Parley stance, so let's level you up and let's get to it. Hornswoggle, very nice. Minus 30% speed, melee defense, and armor. All of this will be helpful, as the armor and the speed will also increase the effectiveness of range units targeting the enemy. So we can combine that with the Spearfisher's Net as desired. What do we do here? I guess we can start moving through to Blunderbuss. It's time. We lose the range, but it ain't so bad. hopefully the increase in melee damage will be worth our time. Carnophage for you, gonna need those defenses, and you know what, let's finally get Ravenous. I've been wanting to get it for a while. And we'll head into Deadly Onslaught for that additional damage afterwards. And Arcane Conduit. And I guess we'll get another point in either Kraken's Pull or... Look, Vangeist is fine, it's just not super useful for this army in particular because it's sort of run and gun, so yeah. Alrighty, let's get out to Volky and get his lovely defeat trait. I believe it's buffs for infantry, both melee attack and melee defense. He doesn't have anything crazy, but this is more so about getting that legendary lord knocked out, and this is probably the only time we'll see him. Also, before we get started, we have once again reached the hour-long episode threshold, and once again, the offers stands, 250 likes and 40 comments in the next episode will follow the hour pattern. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go. I love it now that we have multiple units of Rotting Prometheans to join Aranessa here. Ooh, and I like the lighting on this map as well. Still too bad she's stiff as a board up on top of that crab, but oh well, what can you do? I feel like, I gotta double check later. So the vampire units, Aranessa isn't a vampire, so her speed, I don't know if it's actually lowered in any way, or raised in any way when she's off the Rotting Promethean mount. The vampire captains and the vampire admirals are a lot slower on, well, maybe not a lot slower, but slower on the crabs than they are on foot, because vampires run very fast. And again, Aranessa is a mutant, so perhaps that she would run fast as well. But anyway, let's get back to the battle. We have not yet engaged, but we are annoying the enemy. Queen Bess is firing, and our ogres are doing their run and gun sort of thing. We could try to do the same with the Rotting Prometheans, of course, but there isn't really any need, and we can use them to guard the flank. Looks like Bess has destroyed the enemy mortar. I see no crewmen, just a few bloody spots and unmanned mortars, and the rest of the enemy army is heading towards us. Now, they do have Volky on the team, and Volky is a scary, scary lord, mostly because he's extremely difficult to bring down, especially if you lack armor piercing. Fortunately for us, that isn't really an issue, as those 4 ogre pistols are meant to bring down a target like this. So we'll see how many of those hits he can take, and whether he can actually join in on the battle. And this time around, we're going to send in the Rotting Prometheans towards this little watery area. They are aquatic after all, so if they fight, then they might as well take advantage of it. And ooh, this map looking real nice, isn't it? I'm very happy with this one. Try to get more battles going in the Badlands here. Anyway, Volkmar is approaching, and the ogre pistols are, ooh, they're doing a lot of damage, dropping him about 15 to 10% HP per volley. Of course, they are being chased now by an Empire captain as well as Volky, but he's close to half HP and most definitely in trouble. And also the banishment that he used basically did nothing to the ogres. Alright, well, he can keep chasing. The rest of his army will be taking damage from our... Ooh, he just lost about a quarter of his HP. Spearfisher's Net drops him or prevents him from moving, and one more volley from those ogre pistols will bring him down. Unfortunate, but the War Altar of Sigmar and just couldn't take that. And then, of course, the ogre pistols immediately switched to the Empire Captain. Oh, I am absolutely loving the ogre pistols. They are a very nice addition to the roster, and using them to gun down single entities is very, very effective. Of course, even more effective is killing blobs of enemies with our crabby boys all over the place and wrecking face as they do. And of course, we also have the Sartosa militia and backing them up, making our way up the hill towards whatever other enemy units remain. Alrighty, and Billy Butcher's in the middle of all of this, of course, just pulling himself forward, hoping to get a nice meal to assuage that hunger for perhaps even a moment. Who's hungrier, do you guys think? Morngul Haunters, or, well, Mornguls in general, or ogres? Gotta be some kind of contest between the two. At least I guess an ogre can fill his belly, whereas the poor Mournguls are stuck with that one. Anyway, just like that, the enemy army collapses. They went nowhere near our main artillery line and got pretty much destroyed from a distance. Mostly I just played this battle because I wanted to see Volkmar go down, and go down he did. Alrighty, not too bad at all. 2 losses, not sure where those were exactly, actually. All of our units look like they have full HP, so where are those 2 losses from? Huh. 100, 100, 100, 35, 30, 33. Ah, the Grog Gunners lost 2 units. Most likely, they were hit by one of our carronades. Speaking of our carronades, however, Jumping Billy did only 8.2k, but nearly 21k on the sudden death. Maybe it had a better firing position or something like that. And I think the fact that it's performing like this at very long range, where it's not supposed to be effective, is indicative of these things just generally being superior to the regular carronades. I really want to try them out in close combat, and I'm sure we will as we build up more of them and put them in more armies. Sorry, Volky, I may have overestimated you slightly as you were unable to achieve anything. Occupy the place, and we'll be trading into our allies, and this is one of the reasons we came down here. Melee attack and defense +2 for melee infantry units. I wish that it worked for monstrous infantry, but I don't imagine it does. Still, gotta power up those Sartosans as much as possible. Let us build the Lagoon of Drowned Sailors here to make the place a little bit more worth selling off. These guys are still refusing to align with us, unfortunately. Hopefully if we move up this way and take Barag and Dawasbag from them, that'll make them happy enough. We shall have to see. Anyway, let's continue. I really want to get Aranessa up here and then fight some Kislev fights, as that would be a little bit different than what we've been doing so far, but we'll have to wait on that a bit. Herald. Move to Magritta, please. What do we have in terms of defenses here? We have... Oh, that's not bad. That is not bad. You know what? Remain in the siege, and I think they should sally out and give us a nice field battle. Alright, then, if that is the case, we're going to have to give you some points. Currently, you are into Drowned and Bound, but since you're moving into Syrenes next, you should get the... you're going to command the Ghostly Army. I mean, you should probably get this, though that said, it wouldn't really give you anything at the current moment, would it? So we could be better off getting something else. You are still a raider, so in theory you should probably go towards Forger. I may actually take him off the Rotting Promethean, as opposed to... I mean, some of our lords will keep on Rotting Prometheans and some not, just, you know, for variety's sake. I don't know if he's going to be the one. Well, let's get him a little bit of melee... Ooh, probably melee attack rather than defense on you, right? Or we move through this line and try to get all hands away faster. I mean, he's doing okay in terms of fighting. Hey, you know what? Let's not. Let's go for Haunting Horror for you. Just to try to get these things. The levels won't apply at level 7, or their ranks won't apply at level 7 for a while for him, but that's okay. We can deal. Anyway, Elbones McDonald. You have places to be. Several places, in fact. Is this set? No, it's a mysterious island. There's another island here, a shipwreck, which may mean a battle, but we might be able to overcome it by getting a few other units. Oh, you can raise animated hulks here, eh? That would probably be cheaper than recruiting them, wouldn't it? Just out of curiosity. No, it's actually about the same. 850. I'm trying to figure out how we'll do Charlie Sharp's army, and I want to send Alana and her army elsewhere. But I guess we could wait on that. Alright, here's what we'll do. Alana Can you take Reganos? What do we have in terms of defenses? Well, Reganos maybe not. Zaragos, very much more likely. You cannot move this turn, meaning, first of all, you're going to switch out of this stance, and then I guess you can start building some animated hulks. And we'll combine them with some boarding crew, and while it would be cheaper to get them built here, I also don't really want to wait like 8 years. So we won't. Alrighty, Lana, I'd like you to head out to Solsona, and then maybe raid and raise and whatnot. And then you can recruit these guys, and then maybe recruit a few more afterwards. Maybe I should have given Lana some of this stuff, but it's okay. Anyway, oh, Bones. You got places to be, sir. Out to this way, you've got all these units to trade to Herald as soon as you actually reach him. We can send the heroes out there, though. And I guess you'll stop by and grab, probably not the Mysterious Island, maybe the Mysterious Island. I'll think about it. Alright, heroes, it would be faster to reach them this way. I really want to get this army into combat ASAP. Alright, Miragliano, you're still staying here and waiting. We could start raising some of the boarding crew. Don't have to raise too much. Let's do one here. And I know that we can raise more here as well. I get like 6 to 8 boarding crew for this army. And oh, you should probably go into March stance, like so. Wait, do we need to go to Trontio? No, we don't. No, we do not. Alright. Go here first, and then out to Viadaza. Alright, so we can get another boarding crew here. We may want to raise some deck gunners as well. I just don't want to go overboard since our money situation ain't great. Oh, get some Morngulls in here as well, potentially. Though they cost a little bit, well, quite a bit actually, to raise. I'll think about it. Go here, and more boarding crew perhaps? Yes, indeed. Alright, we already got 4. Gonna get like 8, and then maybe a couple deck gunners, then oh, you'll probably want at least 1 gunnery white. Wait, can we summon gunnery whites anywhere close by? You can summon vampire fleet captains here? No, not really. Not really. I did want to get another vampire fleet captain. Disciplined. Nice. Intelligent and aggressive. I mean, knowledgeable is okay. The 348 at upkeep, though. I want to send them out here to grab the islands, or not the islands, to dig for treasure. Oh, speaking of dig for treasure, we got to do that in a sec. You're devious, you're perceptive, and you're a lore keeper. Wow, those are all terrible. Alright, we're gonna have to wait on that gunnery white. Those are all just atrocious. They won't help us here. You have your sail, yes? Yeah, you have your sail. You could get the recruit thing, but I think it's not worth the money right now. Alright, let's keep going. Trusty Montfort, I just checked you. Treasure Coven. I would like you to go, I don't know, here, to Glimdwaro? Hard to tell. Wait, before you dig... Oh, what the heck? Can't dig for treasure. How dare you? This hero cannot currently dig for treasure. Cannot establish pirate code. That's not... Why can't you dig? I remember this used to happen, but I don't remember why. It's been too long. I want to try... Wait 1 second. Not the pieces of 8. Oh! There's a couple here. Alright, hopefully we'll grab those shortly. This is the treasure. I want to get rid of it. It looks like it's here. I can't tell which territory it's in, though. We can't dig either way. We'll try here, and then if not, then we'll move downwards, and hopefully the game will actually let us dig. You are going to set up a pirate cove at Fildorf. Just not right now, because I feel like it's too expensive. So you can just stay here for a little bit, Indiana. Wound the enemy? Nah, you probably get wounded yourself. One of the main reasons I also wanted to send these guys out was to dig for treasures, not just to set up the pirate coves, so yeah. You can sit there. Alright, that's the moves. Aranessa, you don't need to be in the stance. We'll actually have to do some diplomacy and building as well. But I believe we're ready to move. Wait. Herald, I just saw you were in parlay stance. Ah, well, I guess if they're gonna attack you, you may want to stay in the stance, and you may want to level up while you're at it, or at least your sister here, Drowned Dead. Probably the way to go. Double up on Drowned Dead it is. Alright, that one was easy. Technology. We do want to get back into gunnery crews. We do want to get the other admirals up and running, and then I want to get Protective Hide for the missile resistance, though. Not that we use a lot of these guys, this is mostly be helpful for Maddie. Nonetheless, we get Protective Hide, and then we'll get back into... Oh! Corrupt the land. Now that we're taking Chaos territories, this could also be... So you know what? Actually, go for Corrupt the land first. 8 turns, profit is for 12 turns. Okay, we don't have too many more turns left, and we gotta switch. We want to corrupt this place. Because the Chaos corruption is outdoing our own corruption, so we'll switch to Bat Swarms, plus the additional corruption from Corrupt the land. That should fix it. Alright. Diplomacy, you're up next. What do we have here? Clan Molder, well, a Skaven faction that we can definitely ally with. Trade agreement, non-aggression pact, Molder, well, let's be friends. Alright. The more Skaven factions we ally with, the happier I'll be, because I love all of those weapons teams, and they'll all fit in very nicely with our units. Caravan of Blue Roses. Near to that military alliance. Damn, you know what I shouldn't have done? I made a little bit of a mistake accepting their attack on Skull Crag. What I should have done was said no. Yeah, not giving you 11k for that. And then asked for that in order to get a military alliance for the additional legions to, you know, get more of their units, but oh well. Alright, that's it for diplomacy. Let's do buildings, and then let's move. Lucchini, nothing to build here, at least nothing that we want to waste our cash on right now. Same with Miragliano. Sartosa, we would like to build up the Admiral's Mausoleum, but we're not building that army yet, so yeah. Ooh. This place needs to be upgraded to next tier, but that's super expensive, and we'll have to wait on it. Oh, however... I was about to say we can delete the growth buildings, but it looks like I've already done that, so not however. Middle Tilea, you're fine, and you'll also go to tier 5 shortly. Yeah, we're going to save up money for those. Alright, what about this place? You're going to be a money-making territory. You do not need the Deckhand's Boneyard. You do, however, need the Public Order. And we'll upgrade, let's say, you first, because you don't have one of those slave pits. Nice. Appuccini Mountains, yes to the meat market, and I guess yes to the back alleys. Likelihood that we trade this is pretty high, though. Spineport will continue ignoring, as we don't need to do anything with it, and these territories... Oh, I can still upgrade Kypros. Just gonna have to hope that the ogres don't attack us here. We'll see. Slave pits for you, Matorka. Let's upgrade you to tier 2, and then here we will go for that plunder pile, because we can upgrade you to tier 2 for the additional growth. It's not like it's expensive or anything. And you know what? Let's just repair these. It's gonna it's gonna bother me if I don't do it. Dead Pirates Holdout. Yeah, sure. We'll upgrade you, Almagora. We will also get the public order thing as priority, and then we'll build the pigment grinders shop. Lovely. Caesarea Wood, Gualcazar. Not upgrading you yet, because there's still a decent likelihood you'll get attacked, and that's it. A little bit of cash remaining, but our money problems remain, so we do have to be careful with it. Alrighty, and building upgrades, unassigned skill points, garrisons, outpost, end turn. Hope I didn't forget anything, but if I did, I did. Either way, the Norskins should be attacking Harry Halfmast here.
My anger rises
and well, somebody wants peace. That's not gonna happen, buddy. I don't even remember if he attacked us or not. No, we were at war with him for a while. I think we attacked him. And yes, alright, this is what I wanted. Valiant defeat as well. Underestimating those various animated hulks. Nice, we'll be seeing some Fimir Stalkers. Decent amount of cav on the enemy army. We'll have to watch out for those Norscan warhounds and the cav and be diligent about protecting our artillery. And the Stalkers are also going to try to flank us with their stalk. Yeah, should be an interesting engagement here. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go. Nothing crazy enemy army-wise, I will grant, but they do have a decent amount of stuff. Plenty of cav and those Fimir Stalkers. That will probably be a relatively tough opponent for our animated Hulks to face off against due to their loose formation and their relatively heavy armor. Though, of course, the animated Hulks do have a lot of armor-piercing damage, so I guess we'll see. And what we can't see is the Fimir Stalkers, because obviously they are in stock. They're going to try to head around our flanks, as the AI likes to use those stalking units that way, but it's mainly the Warhounds and the Marauder Horsemen that we have to worry about at a distance anyway. We'll worry about the Fimir once they're close up and we can actually see them. Alrighty, getting a few shots off from our Ogre pistols. I was hoping to move them in to gun down some of the enemy cab, but the enemy actually moved them back, so the Ogre pistols can continue skirmishing. Now, the main reason why these guys are a good thing to have in, well, those armies where I can justify it from a thematic perspective is to be able to easily bring down enemy single entities, as they're just so good at it, and then this whole skirmish thing that they have a tendency of doing. It does work quite nicely. And there we go, taking down a few of those Marauder horses, though we do take a few javelins to the Ogre for our trouble. The enemy army is moving in as well, however, and soon the main battle will be joined. Ogres are kind of getting close to getting pinned, so do be careful. And here comes the charge from Estelle and Harold Halfmast. Alrighty, Rotting Prometheans in, and I might take Harold off the Rotting Promethean. I'll think about that. But anyway, he can snip away at the Marauders without too much trouble, and of course he did summon zombies to allow us to take a little bit of damage on the zombos while the animated Hulks move on in and get ready to do the damage. Also, we don't care about damage to our own summoned zombies, so we're able to drop mortar fire right on top of them. The great thing about playing undead. And of course, so this is that combo, so the bombers come in and start hurting all of those Marauders while they're blobbed up, though it does look like a unit of Fimir is able to get between our battle lines, and we will have to be careful there. And we do also have some of those Spear Marauders fighting some of our animated Hulks here, though I think they are too weak to stand any kind of chance against them, anti-large or not. Alright. I've been reasonably happy with the performance of the animated Hulks throughout this particular campaign, considering how cheap they are to field and to recruit. I think they're a pretty darn effective unit for what they do, especially in the early game. Or I guess mid-game at this point, but especially in the early game. Anyway, the battle continues to go in our favor, about 70% in our favor. In fact, I meant to slow it, not pause it. We do have a few of our units that have gotten hurt. The parts unknown, in particular, have lost a few of those unknown parts to the enemy. Yeah, it's the Marauder Hunters with Javelins that are the big problem, so they're going to back off and hopefully heal up. We got a little bit of a cycle charge going on from those Norsca Nice Wolves, but two units of animated Hulks, the Moz Manglers, and Greenbeard's bulks will hold this particular flank, especially with bomb support coming in, hurting the enemy and not really hurting us so much. Fimir are coming in as well, gotta be careful with those as they can dish out damage and are resistant enough to give a nice fight for the animated Hulks, but otherwise most of the enemy basic Marauders are getting absolutely ripped apart and presumably eaten. Alright, gonna try to chase off at least a few of them, as a few of them have also rallied, or routed and rallied, and we don't want them doing so again. Ogre Man-Eaters, or Man-Eaters with Ogre Pistols, charging in to help out against some of those Fimir, as we gotta be careful with a few of our animated Hulks. The named one, the unnamed one I should say here, has also begun to crumble. But that's the one we care about the least since it doesn't have a name. And it did get forced into crumbling by this unit of Fimir, so let's take a look. They were one-on-oneing for a little bit, and this Fimir unit dropped down to a little bit over half HP, and basically destroyed this unit of animated Hulks. Fortunately, we are near the edge of the map, so we can take them off the map should we desire to do so. But good job to the Fimir, certainly a decent showing, though alas you will not be able to make a good use of it as you will run and so will the rest of the army shatter. And looks like the bloated buddies are also in crumbling, which is unfortunate because it'll mean we won't be able to chase. And also it seems like the accuracy of the carronades will not be enough to actually gun down the Lord, who they seem to be missing every shot at. They've been actually firing at him since he was over here, and they just can't bring him down, but oh well. Guess we're better off getting or acquiring some Warplug Giselles from a Skaven ally, rather than relying on carronades to snipe a small entity lord. Alright, there was probably still a little bit of damage we could have done, but with several of our units beginning to crumble away due to their leadership loss, we couldn't continue firing. This army always had a problem with chasing, and that remains so, but we'll see. I'll see if we can do anything about that. I'm thinking we might want to replace the zombie pirate bombers with the flying bombers, but they have an ammunition issue. Ammunition. Yes. Anyway, assimilate those captives, we'll go full HP, and hopefully we can just auto-resolve the remnants of those enemies that are still there. You have ended our defensive alliance. Somebody is hoping to be destroyed, I see. Sacrifice to Manann had grief, ally loses outpost, we don't care, there's that vampiric corruption, and the miscast chance will come in handy as well. Raid Ruinous. Sure. Oh, there's a little Scryer army here. Oh, they better not take those. Lana, you probably wouldn't be able to take this on your own. Not without a bunch of zombies to help you out. Charlie would not be able to move in to help in a single bound, so I think what we'll do is we'll have Lana sit here for a little bit and raid, while Charlie... Get out of the settlement. I'd like you to build 3 more hulks, so you're gonna go here and then we'll march stance to Ruinous and work on it together. Next turn, I want you to have 6 animated hulks. I don't know if that's too many, but it's what we're getting. 3. Right there. Oh, cost 600 now, not bad. And soon we'll be getting our Norscan raiders for Alana's army as well, which will be a nice mix of units. Gang Presser Sea Legs. Can you raise any more boarding crew? You can. They cost us upkeep with every single raise, but I would like to get a few more anyway. Hopefully we can keep ahead of it. We shall see. Nessie, you can reach Hanging Rock or Dahala's camp, or we could loop back around. How are the ogres feeling about us now? They're getting a little bit better. Not perfect, but better. And let's see, Profit is still okay, though I think now it's time to re-up gunnery crews. Yeah, there's still a few things that I'd like in here, but I'd rather not risk this taking many, many more turns at the current time. Nessa, take Hanging Rock, just so that there's nobody behind us, and like so. And you should be able to auto-resolve it, or at least I would assume so. And we'll give Kalknir to our allies in a little bit as well. Auto-resolve this, obviously, because that's a waste of our time, and don't sack it. Ah, it's another Sartosan map right for a PD Detail Teller. Now, that's useless to him, but it ain't useless to Lords. So, where's PD? Sartosan map right, I say we give to O'Bones McDonald. And there's a couple of other things, actually. And we'll deal with this in a bit once we figure out the army. Currently, we have one on Maddie, on O'Bones, and on Harold. And oh! I don't have one on Aranessa. I think she has too many units, which that's why. Or too many ancillaries. And I didn't know what to replace. The Banner of Swiftness, which is currently on... who? It's on Billy. I don't dislike the idea. He is vigorous, though. I feel like the movement range is probably more valuable than that. Can't get rid of the ship's carpenter yet, although we should probably swap it around, but yeah, we're trying to get to the Great Cabin, which is going to be fairly costly. So we'll wait on it. But we will be swapping it around eventually. There is campaign movement range out of the Seascape Artist. 5% isn't that much, but nonetheless, we'll try like that. If Billy starts taking a little bit more damage, then perhaps I'll give it back to him. You can leave your stance as well, Nessa. Maddie, you've got an island nearby, so we'll grab that and then we'll land at Toranrock right after. This is a mysterious island, so you won't take any damage. And we'll have to keep an eye out on nearby islands. Do you want to get mushroom stew again? Now, you know what, let's get shiny boots and fresh recruits. Hey, a lichbone pennant. Very nice. And we got press ganged, which is fine. I would have actually preferred money, but at least we have the bonus money, so we're still okay. This is contested territory. Do we heal here? Yeah, we do. We still heal here. Alright. Get ready to land at Toranrock then. And what do we have in terms of defenses here? Not really much, so you should, in theory, be able to auto-resolve it. These guys have not betrayed their trade agreement with us, but have betrayed everything else. And we may have to send Maddie to burn them down. I think, by and large, we'll probably be able to do it in one battle and then auto-resolve. The rest, because they're a fairly weak faction. At least that which remains of them is. Alright, you all, move out here. Away you go. A little fleet we've got going, and the no bones keep moving towards Harry. Speaking of Harry, let's see about Magritta. Yeah, we can auto-resolve the remnants of that. Lovely auto-resolve. Everybody's at full HP anyway. And occupy it. This is another major settlement. Are we able to build any special buildings at Magritta? Alas, we are not, but it's a territory with 4 ports, so... yeah, we're definitely going to want that. And hey, we picked up Tormentor's Sword as well. Some very nice items lately. Rank up that, or power ourselves up further. Let's immediately upgrade the Haunted Shanty Town as well. And I guess we'll upgrade Sitkus here and Agilas when we can. Lovely. And the corruption will start rising. Good. And counteracting that chaos corruption. Fortunately, the presence of the presence of Rakarth's faction is actually doing us a favor by virtue of keeping the Norscan chaos corruption down, which we have to appreciate. Alright, so you're still constructing. We can trade this stuff to the Skaven, assuming they don't declare war on us in the next couple of turns, but we'll do so after you build your animated hulks. Because I like the idea of them in this army. Trusty Montford, we're not recruiting anything else with you as yet. Oh, Bones, you would like to build your captain's cabin. But I think we travel first, and then we build it when we land. And, oh, did you all stop each other? I think they all stopped each other. There we go. What about the treasure covens? Oh, you can dig now. Is this the place? Yes, indeed. A free dragon helm and 10,000 gold. Great Horde is only 10,000, not even Skull Island level. A little bit disappointing, mostly because a lot of them are so far away. Yeah, at 10,000, the ones that are really far aren't worth traveling to. Okay. That changes things. I thought it would be 20,000, but at 10,000, no. This one is so far that we're not going to bother going to it. Abandon it. We'll get new ones. This one's on the edge here, just on the coastline. I guess we could send a hero up there. It doesn't necessarily have to be now, or Indiana Bones can go up there. Or actually, no, you know what? Treasure Coven is much closer, so let's head you out to sea and then let's go. Shipwreck there as well. Maybe we should start raiding up and down one of these rivers and then making vampire coves out of these coastlines. As we won't be capturing all that territory, as it'll be a bit too much. But anyway, we'll figure it out as we go. Let's continue. Indiana, stay where you are. Too expensive. The rest is fine, though. The rest I'm happy with. Alright. Gang Presser Sea Legs, we need you to return to Miragliano for next turn. Assuming we don't send you all the way down to... where do we have to go? Oh, Varezzo. Okay, no, you're way too far. We'll go down there later, not right now. Go up here. See if we can't get another boarding crew. Which we cannot at the current time, but that will change. Sort of slow recruitment here. Hey, as a gang presser, makes sense. And just traveling to various cities, press ganging everybody into boarding crew. And I guess where the vampirates are concerned, press ganging involves just killing a bunch of people and then raising them as zombies. Which you gotta appreciate. Anyway, Northern Badlands, we will be trading you, keeping you. Collect income. 727, not too bad. I would like the extra growth, but oh, the massive public order. Okay, now we'll have to wait on that one just a little bit while we fix it. What about you, though? Lost Kipnia, rather. And that was Kypria because it's Kypris, but it's Kipnia. Let's upgrade this place, and I guess we're doing all the buildings at once now. Might as well. We have the money. We'll need them to fund our stuff. Let's go from the top. Lucchini, you're fine. You remain fine. Damn, you're fine. Miragliano next turn. Sartosa's fine. Varezzo we can't do right now. Black Peninsula. Does it matter which one we upgrade? Probably not. Just do one of them. Alright, and we can upgrade the Midnight Gambling Den, and we will want to get to the plunder pile here immediately. I would like the growth as well, but we can't have everything. Secret tunnels. Good. And I believe that's it. At least in terms of the stuff that's necessary. Well, I guess we could upgrade you to level 2 for a little bit of extra growth. I have a feeling you're going to get attacked by our friends, the Monte Castello guys, but whatever. Also, I would like to check a couple of things. Diplomacy. Alright. Getting a few turns advanced, and ooh, Mousillon, you are done. You are done, friend. Sorry. Oh, Clan Moors doesn't hate us. I thought they'd hate us a lot more for the treaties with the followers of Nagash, but it's not so bad. Maybe we can ally with them. We'll see. Clan Fester wants a defensive alliance. I think we can do. Mostly be... Ooh, no, not a... Okay, we can't trust them in the military alliance. We'll do the defensive just so that... Just so that we have access to their units via an outpost. And we can go military at any point, but I think we'll do that only after we capture everything around them, because we don't want them to preemptively declare war. They most likely lost an army, which is why they want to be friends right now. We should also do war coordination and... Ooh, 57 allegiance, very nice. Who do we attack? This guy or... Hell's more. I guess this one's more of a guarantee, so let's do that. Alright, not bad at all. A little bit of cash remaining. It'll change, but I believe that's another turn we're ready to advance. And the more we advance, the more advanced units we'll be able to get, so good. Building upgrade available. Skip unassigned skill points outpost. I mean, I guess we could immediately build the outpost with Fester. Just so I don't forget it. Also, if they get another ally, since they only have one settlement, we obviously want to take the post. Alright. Now we can end the turn. Here not moved, here not moved. Nah, that's not important. A mission successful, the blood tax. I didn't even realize. Ah, free money. And where are you going? I don't like how they're gathering at our borders. We'll have to be careful. Potential betrayal from the rats there. What you have to expect. And Bilefitch Flesh Cutter, you want to not right now, buddy, not right now. I mean, I'll probably do it eventually, but you can't trust these little tiny factions. And it could screw you over in that manner. Alright, there's that blood tax, faction destroyed Mousillon, and hello, the Lost Sea Shanty. Alright, as somebody reminding me in the comments of the last episode, we still have the Lost Sea Shanty versus, so... Defeat Reich Admiral Huhoff, Middle Sea Brigade. Oh, damn, you're far. Yeah, so I guess we can still use the Sea Shanty as the main campaign goal, especially as it's going to be a toughie getting over there. We'll give this a read. And hello, Gifted Musicians, free campaign movement range. Lovely. Alright, we're not able to teleport to this mission, are we? No, we're not. We have to manually go up there. Oh, manually. That's far. Okay. We'll need to set up a self-sustaining legendary lord army to go up there to hunt those guys down. Which is fine. It'll just take a bit. Alright, Nessie. Tis your turn once more. You have... Well, you're gonna ignore the elves. Let's march Stansu up here. And... Or we can just move you into Kalkanir so that you can grab the Howlers camp. Almost tempted to summon a temporary lord. You might be able to hit up both territories. Huh. I wonder if that would be possible. Let's find out. And it might be worth the money. Every single turn Nessa is saved from having to waste movement was very nice. There is a little army here. And what do we have in terms of the HULKS camp? Not much. Alright, Nessa, stay there. Lore, do we have one that we've already summoned? Alas, we do not. Who would function better as a Temp Lord? We have Plunderers, once again from raiding. Murderers are good as well. Intriguant, there's 2 Murderers here in Lore of the Deep. I wanted a Vampire Lore one. No, another Smuggler. I mean, I suppose we could make a Plunderer sort of follower army for Nessa, specifically. Oh, there's no Murderer, which is annoying, but to just fill it with basic zombies if she requires them. But then again, a follower army would probably be better for plundering, wouldn't it? I don't have anybody with the Lore of Death. Double checking. There's no Plunderer in the Lore of the Vampires either. There is a Plunderer in the Lore of Deeps. We're getting a Legendary Lord of the Lore of Death, though, and I'm not a huge fan. Let's go with Plunderer, I think. You, Charlie Blacksail, on the field, and you can raise some basic zombies and help out. Hopefully you can, in fact, move to the hell. Oh, don't tell me. The plan won't work. Oh, no. I was thinking that she'd be able to hit the HULKS camp in a single move like Aranessa can, but it looks like it's not a possibility. Well, we'll see. Maybe she'll get bonus. This is with all the movement bonuses that you have. Wait, what if we give you even more movement? Alright. Well, we'll pray. Also hope that these guys can't actually outrange us in terms of movement, but no guarantees there. Also, let's build up the Lagoon of Drowned Sailors to be able to sell that off. I'm not going to waste money upgrading all of you, though. Maddie. Land at Toranrock, if you would. And occupy it. There's no further islands here. Auto-resolve. Give the Lichbone Pennant to one of the deck gunners. Like so. And occupy. We're going to swap this. We're not going to keep it. So we could sack it. And sack it. And then grab it next turn. Hello, that gave us a ship's necromancer. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And a Sartosan ship map right. Huh. Alright. You know what? That was worth our time. Sartosan map right you already have, so Henrietta, you can lose it. And we'll give the necromancer to somebody else. Can we claim this immediately? Yes, indeed we can. I probably could have switched stances, but oh well, too late. Toranrock, you're a tier 1. We'll repair you, and that gave us more money than it cost. Okie dokie, now the ship's necromancer, you already have one, yes? Yes, recruitment cost reduction. You, however, do not. Where's the ship's necromancer? Right here. Oh, lovely. Alright, gotta give this dead man's chest. I've been saving it for a depth card unit, but alright, we also gotta give the second army of destiny, armor of destiny. That's gonna go to Maddie. She's the standout legend of this campaign that isn't a legendary lord so far. We'll give the armor of the deep to somebody else. Alright. Happy with that? Let's see if we can advance another turn here. Harry! You could go to Milena, or, well, actually, you can only go to Milena. Oh, wow. Wolfric, you really want peace, don't you, bud? Ain't gonna happen. Herald to Parlay. And attack. Oh, he could loop around and grab Zaragoz if you want to as well. Like so, out of resolve. I assume Wolfric has revived somewhere, we just can't see him. And occupy. And we don't need the Lagoon of Drowned Sailors. Defeated Wolfric the Wander. What? Wait, was Wolfric there? Was that Wolfric? Oh, I thought it was just a random... Whoops. I didn't even check the name. I thought it was just a random lord. Whoops. My bad. Sorry, Wolfric. That must have been real insulting. Well, that's your problem as well. And yeah, the Chaos Corruption's still problematic here, so we're gonna have to undo the income collection. Which is a shame. But oh well. Let's get that public order up and running here. We're gonna need it. Alright, it looks like we'll be stepping into combat with 1,000 Maws very soon, and I see that they've taken some mountainous territories, which is actually good for us, because we can trade those to the Skaven, hopefully for non-mountainous territories. Alright, oh Bones, you've got a date. Get there. Still a long way to travel, my friend, but travel you shall, and so your little fleet of ships. Is there a word for when, like, a bunch of ships get into a convoy? Like in a line? Is there a word for that? I feel like it wouldn't be convoy, but anyway. Maybe it would. Smuggler's jetty? Oh, we'll do the buildings after moving everybody. Sea legs, you can upgrade Miragliano now. Mostly we want the bullion coffers, the Buccaneer's Tavern, and most importantly, another of these pirate forts. Nothing else here is necessary. I guess we could get another growth building just temporary. No, actually, get the hidden fences. Screw it. Screw the growth. We can upgrade these two, though, because we'll be deleting them. They're already growing quite well. You know what? No, don't even waste your money. We'll be deleting those eventually anyway. Screw that. Lana the Lucky. You two. Can you attack this now? I would imagine you can. You'll have to go into March Dance, which is going to be not so great for the animated Hulks, but it is what it is. Lana. You're going to go into Parley, and we'll have to hit Reganos. But I think we might do that next episode. I mean, these are pretty fun, and I kind of want to see the spawn of Slaanesh face off against the animated Hulks here. Yeah, okay, we can't do that. Alright. Oh, speaking of all the new animated Hulks, we have a lot of names for these guys. HULKS Smash, I guess. HULKS Smash, Sunken Souls, the Sunken Souls. Then I'm gonna hope we manage to Deep Sea Ogres, keep these guys alive since I'm giving them names already. Lividities, there we go. Alright, no more animated Hulks, we have sufficient. Just these two armies. Bilgewater boys. And the Anchormen. Nice. They have anchors for arms. It makes sense. Everything's nice and makes sensible. Alrighty. Oh, also, the suggestion of these territories. You. How much are you willing to give us for Largos? 84.3. Not bad. Including a military alliance should we desire it. Would you be willing to trade any one of these? Videnza, for example? No. Huh, it's not even a settlement capital. What about Tobaro? No. That's a shame. I wanted the coastline from them. Oh well, let's do the military alliance then. And we can't even do the military axis, but I'm willing to bet we'll be able to for Guilata here, so yeah, sure. Give us money instead. And still 7.3, oh. Would you join our war? It can't be anybody who's nearby. What the Sigmar? And just to get additional relationship with them. What about Skullcrag? Sure. What about Barrack-Var? Sure. What about... Not Rapturous Excess. I don't want them stealing our stuff. And the same with the World Walker. So I guess those are the only ones. Probably could have gotten something else. But anyway, try more. Alrighty. Clan Squire, our first probably permanent ally. And they've got a... Oh, stop taking coastlines up there, guys. Let's build their outpost as well. I'd like one in Skavenblight. Do they have an ally? No, they don't. Skavenblight. You share an enemy with this faction that is far away, thanks. Ooh, all of those weapon themes. Those are gonna be good. Alright. And a Burnt Banner of Knights. That's a reward for the mission to get the military alliance. Lovely. Outpost construction begins with Skavenblight. Beautiful. Treasury. Then... What about Guilata? 31. Not a crazy amount. But, oh, I guess we don't need the military access because we have the alliance. We took all their money. I'm not going to give it to them until they can give us money back. And this was a good idea. Unfortunately, it will mean we won't have the tusks, but it still will be a good idea. Anyway, gang press for sea legs. I did not check you this time. Ah, yes, another zombie-powered boarding crew. Two more and you'll be ready. And I guess since you built your stuff at Miragliano, you can now head to Viadaza. Right, no, via the sea, dude. What are you doing? Ah, who moves that way? Raise two more? One more, damn. Nearly there, though. And we're rapidly running out of money. Maybe 7 is sufficient. I'm just now thinking it's 8 of these guys plus 6 animated Hulks plus a couple of deck gunners. Yeah, you know what, that's sufficient probably. We'll do that. And that means you don't have to be here, so go right here. Hopefully there's not a crazy amount of stuff there. We'll grab that with you. And then we'll sail you up here, and then we'll trade your stuff with this guy, and then send you back down here to build the tier 5s. Lovely. Alright, Trusty Mob Fort is good. Treasure Coven, we'll move you up north. Yeah, once again, we have to double check the nearest treasure places. And yeah, there's another one here. I think we'll have to make a separate hero. We can't summon anybody from any of these, can we? We'll be able to from you once you have this. Meaning, yeah, we'll just get you up here and then we'll summon a new hero up here to dig. Chop, chop, dig, dig, etc. Alright, and I believe we're good. Indiana, stay here until I'm ready to get you a Pirate Cove at Filedorf. Yeah, and I think I'd love to recruit more stuff with Trusty Montfort, but I just don't think we can. I'm sure there is some stuff that is buildable. Yeah, we'll have to check it all. Alright. A little bit of an admin-heavy episode. Well, I mean, I guess we had battles. Quite true. Well, at least we're advancing. Varezzo, yeah, we're gonna have a wait on you. Middle Tilea, you're fine. Karagrom, yes to the meat market, and go for that. Back alley right there. Las Kipria, yes to the port upgrade. Always yes to port upgrades. Horda Booty, and we'll forego the Pirate Gallows, and then we will get the Slave Pits. Spineport continue to be ignored. Northern Badlands will be traded. Bone Hills ignored. You... Still need more public order. Not ready. Let's get you that meat market. And let's get you upgraded. And let's get you that plunder pile. Very nice. Alright, looking like it'll be a decent territory sooner rather than later. Love to get it growing a little bit more, but until the public order is fixed due to the chaos corruption, we can't really. Also, how many more turns until we can get another one of those rights going? 12 turns. Additional little gold bounty. And Curse of Eternal Service. Recruitment cost reduction. Okay, we'll need to pop this at the right time in order to get new units like Depth Guard and Rotting Leviathans and other sort of crazy crap. Alrighty, but I believe that's it for this turn, minus this little battle. I wanted to end the turn. Do we just fight this right now? Maybe just fight this right now. I was thinking we're basically out of time. Episode's gonna go over if I fight this now. On the other hand, fun is fun. Can't deny that fun is fun. Alright, Pyrrhic Victory. I want to see spawn a Slaanesh and stop stealing our Sartosa militia, but oh well. Alrighty, another minor settlement to have some fun in, and hopefully we will be getting a decent battle out of this one. The enemy does have a fair few units, and damn, that volley of mortars absolutely wrecking that poor unit of devoted marauders. Very, very nice. A few carronade shots will follow up as well. And here comes another barrage from those mortars. It is nice to see a barrage from many mortars at once, isn't it? Even if that one went completely wide, I guess the enemy was starting to run this way and then change direction after moving a little bit. Well, let's see also, compared to the last time we fought the Slaaneshi in a minor settlement, let's see if they sally out again, as it was reasonably effective when they did so last time. Mortars, you gotta do better. Unfortunately, it's not a great idea to rely on mortars in a campaign against the AI, mostly because the AI will dodge most of the mortar shots unless it's already blobbed up and engaged. So they're not going to be the most effective units. But it's okay, we got other things, and it's not like they can dodge deck gunners. So, yeah, we got other things. Other artillery. Anyway, we're setting up a little bit of a kill box, kill zone, whatever you want to call this, here with all of our Sartosa militia on the flanks, and then our units of hand cannons and hand guns together in the center, and with, of course, Lana in the center as well. ready to hold the enemy off and then do what needs to be done, hopefully with the help of our reinforcements, which should be in here right about now. Alrighty, I'd like to send in some animated hulks to fight some of those enemy spawn of Slaanesh and see what they can do, so we're going to wait for the animated hulks to move on in, though it looks like at least one of the units of spawn is at least looking at perhaps sallying out. You gotta make a decision, Spawn, or else the carronades will get you. Alright, looks like they're backing off a bit. I hope those mortars aren't trying to fire at them, because that would be a waste even if it does look cool. Alright, well, they're still fine, but they're also back. Well, maybe not fine, they're at half HP, but they are going to continue. And backing off, carronades get a little bit more accurate. There we go, knocking this one down, but not out. Still at around half HP, and still have 8 of those units. At this point, obviously, I'm just controlling the reinforcing army to move on in, which is why I didn't reorder the mortars to do anything. Anyway, and speed it up once again a little bit, and now they're moving again. Ow, just as I sped it up. Alrighty, and they're charging. They are sighting our lord. We're gonna back off and kite a little bit, and they're going to switch instead to moving towards our Sartosans. Alright, but of course other Sartosans are firing into their backs, the handgunners are firing into their sides, at least this unit will get very much destroyed very quickly. Though unfortunately we will take a fair few bullets to our Sartosans. Nice poke with that halberd, Charlie. And down you go. Alright, very nice. Very nice, that's the first, but I'm sure there will be more. There's a unit of devoted marauders of Slaanesh moving in, though they're going to start taking hits from Sartosan pistols and from zombie handguns, and we'll try to book it on out of there as well. Probably should have waited to send those spears until we sent in our animated hulks, otherwise you're not rock, paper, scissoring properly. Anyway, speed it back up. Allow the enemy to mill around for a little bit while we get into formation, and let's see if the enemy brings in more units, and indeed, it will. This time some Hellstriders, and there we go. I love that crossfire. And they will charge into our Sartosans once again, though we'll see how long they survive. Yeah, the great thing about this is that they essentially get hit from the back and from the sides and from the front, which seems to work out reasonably well. Alright, down you go, Hellstriders, and now we've got more spawn of Slaanesh to deal with. Our animated hulks are slowly moving in, but in the meantime, this is a fairly good position for us, and the carronades can, by the looks of it, hit multiple units of those spawn at once. Sartosans, try to hold. I know you're not mercenaries, merely militia, but you got reinforcements coming in as the hulks move in to do battle. And there we go. And do that little frenzied attack against each other. These guys have a similar sort of animation. I'm pretty sure they use the same one. And ow, they can knock each other back. Neat. And ooh, they're gonna get some backup as well. We've got our Sartosans and they've got their Hellstriders. And they're facing off against each other. Alright, I wonder how long this particular contest will last, because by and large, and as large as the animated hooks, we are blocking off all of our guns from firing at the enemy, which means our animated hulks and the small amount of Sartosans that are currently engaged are going to have to do the work, though we're going to swap the ones that got very badly hurt out, or not very badly, but hurt out, and replace them with some zombies. Alright. Animated hulks continue fighting against all those chaos spawn. It looks like we probably have the advantage right now, but if nothing else, it's a sheer numbers game, and we just have more hulks than they do spawn. I'd like to compare stats, though, for a second. So the spawn of Slaanesh, what are we looking at here? 55-33. They do have devastating flanker, however, and a vigor. Leadership is higher than broken no enemy. Well, no, they're not going to recover their vigor that way. They do have that 20% physical resistance and are unbreakable, however, which is nice for them. However, stats-wise, we have, let's see, 50 and 30 on our animated hulks. So of course that changes once they drop below 50% HP, giving them a massive amount of attack in favor of losing 25% physical resistance. We also do have to remember that we still have Blood Greed for a little while longer while we have Profit remaining. So all of our units are a little bit better than they should be just by virtue of that. Anyway, it looks like the animated hulks are slowly starting to overrun those units of Chaos Spawn. You and your bone swords, or whatever those things that they have for arms are called, can only take so many hits when being smacked around with anchors and cannons. And I do like the idea of using a cannon as a big old maul, essentially. And considering the way that lead belchers fight when they get into melee, that makes sense as well. Anyway, with the spawn of Slaanesh defeated, the enemy has also sent in some demonettes, but this is a terrible matchup for them, as they are fragile. And our animated hulks will lay into them and just force them into banishment extremely quickly. We've separated our animated hulks essentially into two discrete blobs of 3 units. And each one can essentially respond to a different threat simply because, well, we don't want them all blocking each other. The biggest problem with using tons of ogres and tons of monstrous infantry is them blocking each other, and why you're generally better off mixing them with irregular infantry. Alrighty, some more Hellstriders have tried to join the fray to help out, I guess, these devoted marauders with spears. We can also see the HP bars on our various units of animated hulks, and they all look just fine. I'm sure we've gotten at least one heal in there since then. Or maybe it was a passive heal from healing somebody else. Not that it really matters. Alright, and it looks like the poor marauders have broken and we're going to give chase with our units of animated hulks. In the hopes of forcing them to completely shatter, but also in the hopes of moving further into the settlement. Alright, very nice. Well, let's speed it up again a little bit while we make our way forward. Looks like there is a unit of demonettes milling around out here, taking hits from mortars, and the mortars will herald the arrival of the animated hulks. Demonettes, you want to maybe turn around and fight? I really wish the AI would stop running. I preferred it in that other battle when the AI sallied out and actually gave us a reasonably nice, a little tough fight. And there we go, demonettes get caught by the animated hulks only to get probably quickly destroyed. For them not to get into banishment, they're going to need reinforcements a lot quicker than this AI, but I just don't see that happening right now. Alrighty, and they are shaken, damage sustained, and will be destroyed shortly. We do have, would you look at that, another unit of spawn of Slaanesh, another one of these contests. Well, that's what I wanted to see, so I'm reasonably happy at the prospect. It looks like some more demonettes are milling around, but I think they were too afraid to join the spawn. Which as well they should be, I suppose. Some Furies come in, and ooh, maybe the demonettes wanted to wait for the Furies, but all they ended up doing was allowing us to summon some pirate zombies to take some of the heat off of the animated hulks. Alright, and the big blob of hulks is fighting. The mortars are continuing to drop shells on them, but of course the hulks are resistant enough that they don't really care about the mortar shells. And they should work their way through those units of Furies reasonably quick and then follow up by killing off of those spawn of Slaanesh. How are we doing battle-wise? About 80% I'd say in our favor. Also going to move in some reinforcements, a zombie pirate gunnery mob to lead the way so that any enemy smashes into that unit, while our Sartosans move in to help and start firing into the flanks of these demonettes and Furies. And I guess to some degree the spawn of Slaanesh, but they're kind of hard to reach in there. And frankly, about half of the Furies are as well. Oh, and it looks like more enemy units are making their way down the ramp. Unfortunately, that's why we sent in our Zombos. Zombos take a few hits from the carronades as they try to go after the enemy marauders. But we don't particularly care about zombie pirate gunnery mob losses here. What we might care about a little bit more is Sartosan losses, as a unit of Seekers of Slaanesh hits us in the flank down this other street, which wasn't as great for us, but on the bright side, the bombers have arrived to once again help out those animated hulks, and damn are they effective, and the unit of Exalted Demonettes is pretty much done. Gonna have to switch fire to these Seekers, though, in the hopes of destroying them before they do too much damage to the basic Sartosans, although fortunately other Sartosans and handgunners should be able to focus them down. Alright, and I'm pretty happy with this battle so far. Been a reasonably fun one. A nice, essentially taking this settlement street by street. Still would have perhaps preferred the enemy sally out with their entire army, but a general preference for field battles, so a bit of a bias there. Anyway, looks like the Seekers are beginning to melt away. They have taken a lot of sustained fire from those handgunners and Sartosans, and will no longer be viable. Looks like I think that's another unit, yeah, another unit of Spawn of Slaanesh have moved in to help, and the animated hulks continue to fight them. Speaking of the animated hulks, they're looking pretty good in terms of HP, or perhaps we're getting a few heals in there to keep them in tip-top shape. And either way, they seem to be doing just fine. Nice little contest of monstrous infantry. Don't get to see this too often, I think. Although I do enjoy the asymmetry of infantry versus monstrous infantry as well, so can't complain. Anyway, while this little monstrous infantry contest is going on, another unit has arrived, another unit of Cav, a unit of Hellstriders this time, though of course they're even probably going to be even less effective than the Seekers were. In fact, no, probably about it, because they're an inferior unit. But then again, at the same time, they're still fighting basic Sartosan militia, so in a one-on-one, I'm sure they could pretty easily see a unit of Sartosans off, or at least the militia off. Not so sure about the mercenaries. But here we have our handgunners helping out, and they've gunned down most of that unit of Hellstriders at least. Very few of those units of Slaaneshi spawn remaining. Gonna bring the last of them down here. And then continue making our way up that ramp. Oh damn, this particular battle has taken a while. We're at 16 minutes already, though we did speed through a decent portion of it. Alright, and down you go, last of the spawn. Though the enemy continues to move reinforcements in to help them out, we can now advance a little bit. Once again, perhaps they should have sent in all of those units at the same time instead of feeding them into the meat grinder one by one. Just not enough particularly effective strategy for a defensive siege. I mean, it does work in certain situations, but this isn't one of them. If they had a massive pile of indirect fire units and kept blocking us with one by one units, that might have worked, but these are Slaaneshi we're talking about, and they just have no range to speak of. So they can hardly employ that strategy. Though, to be fair, I'm pretty sure their towers are the best towers, so Alrighty, and how are we looking? That unit of devoted marauders of Slaanesh is out, and in fact, with the shattering of that unit of marauders, the rest of the army will shatter as well. Beautiful. Looks like our animated hulks did very, very well. They're all still more or less completely intact. There's still an enemy lord and a cultist here to take care of. But we can simply summon a unit of zombies and annoy the cultist and move on in to knock him out. And it looks like the cultist will actually start running. Are you routing? Broken. Alright, well then, just the lord remaining now, Herald of Slaanesh, who I'm sure will kill off a few zombies. But at least we still had mana remaining to summon him here. We just have to force the enemy lord into crumbling. Here come the animated hulks that did so much work in this particular battle. Alright, well, brave Herald of Slaanesh to take on all of this, though I suppose the animated hulks wouldn't be particularly effective against a Herald, being a very small entity, so not too many of them can hit her at once, and then at the same time, those invincibility frames from getting knocked down, and then lastly not having a lot of armor, so that the armor piercing on the animated hulks, which makes up the 2/3 of their damage, is wasted there. From a rock, paper, scissors perspective, I mean. Anyway, in the middle of all the zombies and the animated hulks, we are still poking away at the enemy lord with our own lord's halberd. And a couple more hits should bring him down, though I have been impressed with the Heralds of Slaanesh in this particular campaign so far, as they have been taking quite a bit longer to bring down than I was expecting. There we go. Finally, the Herald goes down, the decisive victory is ours, and we saw some lovely contests between those monstrous infantry during this particular minor settlement battle. Alright, very nice. We always get pretty darn good post-battle loot rewards, so another 4.7k will not go amiss. Too bad we can't sack this, but we are keeping this territory, so I guess we'll occupy it instead. Charlie has his Rotting Promethean, though I kinda like him on foot in particular. By virtue of his halberd, he's already a very defensive lord with a melee defense up at 70. We could get the 50 extra armor, but we lose the vampiric speed. I don't know. I'll keep him on foot for now, and then we'll see. And I like to watch him swing that halberd around after all. Anyway, with that, we are out of time. We did get to enjoy those Rotting Prometheans, so I'd like to think worth it, but obviously I'm calling it here. Next time we continue advancing this way and may in fact be forced to declare war on the Thousand Maws, or maybe we raid them for a few turns as we prepare the additional armies, and then attack once we have those guys in there. We'll knock out the Rapturous Excess for good, and hopefully knock out the remnants of the Cult of Sigmar so that we can loop back around and start Aranessa's journey towards Bretonnia and towards those sea shanties, special mission, special admiral lords. So unfortunate we can't teleport to them. But anyway, more of this to come, and some orcs very near in the future as well, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, especially to Threshold for the Hour. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.